What's up? I'm working on another VE pump here, putting the 3200 RPM governor spring in it. I got the truck most of the way apart under the hood just to get everything out of the way because I'm doing it by myself and it's non-intercooled truck, so a lot of crap's in the way. The whole linkage assembly here, the throttle bracket and everything, I took all that off. Bolt down there, a couple bolts up there, two right there in the middle, and then I took the inlet fuel line off, and I didn't take it all the way off, but kind of got it out of the way, and unhooked it over here too. So I pushed that back, did the same thing with the return line so I could get to the idle screw. Right now I got all the Allen head bolts out. There is 4 of them to hold on the top of the injection pump. The back one down in there, you might be able to see it. You can see it right there. That one right there you can't get to because of the idle adjustment screw. So the screw has to come out, which is a pain in the butt because it's all the way back there. And once you get that out, the whole pump top will come off. And it's not really all that bad. And then I'll show you what to do inside there once I get this apart. Alright, I got all 4 bolts off on the pump top. And all the fuel lines are unhooked and the throttle linkage is all off. And I wrote down what the shaft was indexed at, which line. So now I'm going to pull the pump top and try to show you guys as I'm pulling it off what you got to make sure you don't lose, because there's a couple little parts in there that are spring loaded and are really hard to get if you do lose them. Alright, here's what you'll see when you start to pull the pump top. Okay, right there you see the governor spring is the spring. Right there, that little black piece that looks like a little top hat that also has a spring. Okay, the governor spring is hooked to that on the other side of it. So when you unhook the governor spring from the hole in the top hat, the top hat is still spring loaded, so it'll try to shoot towards the firewall of the truck, and it'll most likely fall down and get lost in the front cross member or land in the grass or whatever. So just try not to lose that thing. But yeah, that's the governor spring you see right there. And I got the pump top up out of the way like so. So now I'm going to put the camber down and unhook the governor spring. You have to push it towards the engine block and then bring it back towards you to get it out of the top hat, depending on which way your spring was from the factory. So. Okay, the pump top and the governor spring are unhooked. As you can see, I have my right pointer finger on the back side of the top hat to catch that spring load. Now that thing's got quite a bit of load on it. If I wasn't holding that, as soon as I unhooked the spring, I would have shot away. So there's the pump top off. And here's the pump top. Here's the inside of it. That's the governor spring right there. Okay, that hooks to the throttle shaft that goes down through, hooks up to the governor spring. Okay, and the governor spring runs over and hooks to this, which is what they call the top hat. That's the piece right there that if you lose, it's really hard to get. You got to get lucky and hope your local shop has one, injection shop, or you got to buy one from a parts pump, which cannot be cheap either, because a lot of people that have these pumps don't want to sell just parts. They want to sell you the whole pump, even if it's bad. So I hope that clears everything up a little bit. Here's the back side of the injection pump top, and that right there, that cap is covering up the power screw, which I know you all want to see, so I might make a video on how. Alright, as you can see, I got the pump ready to put back on. I took the high idle screw, aka throttle limiter screw off that was right here. That'll give you a bunch more RPMs, and we'll make it where the engine will rev to however much fuel you have, basically. So I also took the cap off the power screw, it just pried off, and I backed the power screw all the way out. As you can see, you can't even see it in there sticking out, but I just left it in there enough where it'll stay in the pump head by itself, and I won't have to wrestle my hands back there or whatever. But that's going to make it where you won't even have to push on that lever right there, because this is what that lever right there is, what the power screw goes up against, and there's a lot of tension on it, so that causes you to have to move the whole pump like this when it's on there and then start the bolts. Well, when you're doing it by yourself, you really should take the power screw, make it flush with the inside of the cover right there, and it'll just pop right down on there. Of course, after you hook up the governor spring itself, which is a pain in the butt, I recommend using needle nose pliers. Here's the spring right here. There's the part number. It's a 366 spring, some people call it, or some people call it the 3200 spring. I prefer 3200 spring because it makes more sense. 3200 RPM is. Alright, here's how the governor spring assembly goes together. Okay, the pin goes inside the spring, and then the top hat piece goes over the pin and the spring, and the cuff of that little piece right here, okay, has a cuff on the one end. The spring sits inside that. It goes through that slot right there, and then the governor spring hooks to it like this, and then you got to get it hooked up to the pump top, which is definitely not very easy.